Hey people, Eric Leader here, and thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you watching my video today. Hey, if you like this kind of thing, please click the like and the share buttons. Share it with someone you know, like the video, and subscribe to my channel or like my page, and I would really appreciate it. It helps me go a long ways in the social media world. Thank you very much. Today is a little bit different. I wanted to share with you some information about me, what I'm doing, what I'm all about, and I'm here in the Cypress Studios, chilled out in here. Well, I should say heated in here, because outdoors, you saw by that intro video, it is raining, it's cold, it's in the 40s out there. You know what? I don't know if we can survive in Florida with this kind of weather. I don't know. Yeah, we might just all perish. I'm not sure. But up in Minnesota, I'm sure y'all are enjoying that nice warm 90-degree weather up there. And while we're suffering in the 40 degrees down here. But hey, I wanted to share a little bit about where I'm coming from. Where am I coming from in the Cypress Studios every week? Well, hey, listen, I grew up with a dad who enjoyed cars and he enjoyed music. He taught me to love both of them. And some of the earliest memories that I have as a kid, I would look at car pictures, pictures of cars in magazines and stuff, and I'd see Duesenberg. I'm like, man, that's got to be one of my favorite cars ever, are the old 30s Duesenbergs. These Duesenbergs, oh my goodness, they captured me as a kid, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. I said, man, I want to own one of these one day. Well, as I got older, I realized that's probably out of the picture. But hey, I still love them. And when I see one of them, I just go crazy, man. I just love to look it all over and check it all out. And I was watching TV one day, and I saw Keith Urban on an awards program playing live. He was playing this guitar I'd never seen before. I'm like, what is that? It was Art Deco. It was cool. It sounded amazing. Keith Urban, he's one of the best. He always sounds good, right? But man, that guitar just captured me, and I'm like, I got to know more about this. I immediately went on the interwebs and started typing in, what is this guy playing? Turns out, yeah, he's playing a Duesenberg guitar. I told my wife, I'm like, I got to know more about these. And it wasn't long, a few days later or a little bit of time later, I saw Vince Gill playing one. The same type of guitar. I'm like, I gotta know, I gotta go, I gotta check them out. So I got to looking around and figuring out where they sell these things, because they don't sell them in Florida. At least back then they didn't. I think Guitar Center has a few of them now over in Orlando. But back then, this was mid-2000s. And back then, man, they weren't around. Well, it just so happened my wife and I were headed out to California. We decided to take a little vacation. First time in California. Went up to the wine country, went to San Francisco, San Jose is where we flew into. And man, we had a great time. But I'll tell you what, I had a mission. I was on a mission from God, man, because I knew that the Lord was pushing me in the direction of stopping at Sylvan Music on the coast of California, Santa Cruz, California. Sylvan Music was a massive Duesenberg dealer. I believe they still are. And I said, Leanne, I've got to go by there. I got to see a Duesenberg. I got to play one, because I am totally taken in by these guitars. So we went out there the first day. I'm telling you, we got off the airplane, we got our rental car, and I headed for Santa Cruz and Sylvan Music. Pulled up there, checking it out, man. Hey, listen, walked inside and they had not only Duesenbergs, they had this giant selection of Santa Cruz guitars, Collings, Fenders, Gibsons. They had all that standard stuff, but hey, they had Duesenbergs. And this guitar right here drew me in when I walked in, and I'm looking around at all the different models, and I'm like, man, that guitar looks cool. It looks different. It's got a all the Art Deco appointments that Duesenberg is known for that drew me in the beginning. The stair-stepped type appointments on the guitar. Even the headstock is stair-stepped. And everything about it is just beautiful. And man, what I found out is that I sat there and was taken in by playing it. I played it for a very long time. My wife is very patient, hung out with me while I played the guitar, and I appreciate her for that. I'm very blessed with my wife. And, I finally had to set it down, and we had to get on our way. And I told her, I'm like, I don't know how I'm ever going to do it, but one of these days I'm going to buy one of them Duesenbergs. I'm going to own it. As a matter of fact, I really love that Cherry Sunburst Duesenberg double cat that I saw there at Sylvan Music. So we went on our way. We went down the California coast. California is so beautiful. We found that it's unbelievable, breathtaking beauty everywhere you look. We went down the coastline, went to Big Sur, went to other places there in the wine country, went to the pier and such in San Francisco. Just really had a great time the few days we were there in California. And on the day we were getting ready to leave, we were down in Big Sur and we were coming back up to Santa Cruz. And we're going to pass by, and I said, I love that guitar. I said, one of these days I want to come out here and buy that guitar. I want to buy a Duesenberg guitar. And she said, well, why don't we go by and take a look at it one more time? I said, no, it's just going to torture me. And she was insisting that we go by and look at that guitar again. Go by Sylvan Music. Stop by there and check them out once again. I gave in. I said, it's going to spoil me, but I'm going to go back by there and take a look. Went back by. They had the Duesenberg double cat Cherry Sunburst still sitting there. And man, I played that thing like, oh my goodness. I noticed just how smooth that vibrato is on the guitar. And I found out later when I did research, and maybe I'd already done it, I don't remember, they designed their own hardware, pickups. Everything about the guitar is their own Duesenberg design. And it's a semi-hollow, as you can see. It's got a hollow in the bottom and the top of this thing with a center solid block running through it. I believe it's maple. Running through the guitar that the pickups and the hardware are all attached to. But I found out something about this guitar that I'm like, I suspect this guitar is going to be amazing for a lot of different types of music. And man, was I forevermore right. A lot of times I think God blesses me when I stop and look at a guitar because I love guitar so much. God says, the Bible says that if you delight yourself in the Lord, He'll give you the desires of your heart. Now, some of that's spiritual, but some of it is right here in the physical. It can be a material item even. God can bless us with stuff that we love here on this earth if we delight ourselves in Him. And that's my goal, is to always delight myself in the Lord and do what God would have me do in my life. And, I got to looking at this thing and I'm like, I just feel like this guitar, I felt like God gave me a little bit of wisdom. This guitar is going to be good for a lot of applications. And it just happened to be our wedding anniversary. That's why we went out to California, was to celebrate our wedding anniversary. I got done looking at that guitar, and Leanne looked at me and she said, do you want it? I said, yeah. I said, it's pretty expensive. I don't know how we're going to be able to afford it. She's like, well, we're just going to get it, and it's your anniversary gift. And I was blown away, let me tell you, that she bought this guitar for me. We had it shipped back to Florida. But what I found about the guitar, semi-hollow. You guitar players out there are going to know what I'm getting ready to say about the semi-hollow guitars. The Gibsons, the ES 335s and such. They kind of have a airy, kind of soft tone about them. When you put some distortion to it, overdrive, they break up differently than a solid body guitar, and they're not as forceful sounding as a solid body. A Les Paul just like punches you in the face. The ES semi-hollow bodies of Gibson, they're soft. They kind of just like slap you a little bit. They're not punching. What I found is that this guitar, even though it is a semi-hollow, It punches like a Les Paul. It really kind of sounds a bit like a Les Paul at times, or, it's got its own tone, but the Les Paul type character. Man, it rocks. This thing is amazing. And I love it because it's a Duesenberg. I love the name. The founder of Duesenberg, I understand, named his company after the Duesenberg car. That's awesome. I love it. I love the Art Deco appointments. Miami Beach is one place that I love to visit because of all the Art Deco architecture that's there. I'm a big architecture fan as well. But man, this thing right here, it's like I'm playing Miami Beach every time I pick it up. Woo! It's awesome. It's great. And one of the things it does exceptionally well. Now, this thing will drive an amp like you haven't seen. I mean, this guitar is loud. It sounds amazing. But one of the cool things it does in the recording studio here at Cypress View Studios is it gives some color. So if I'm just wanting to play some some rhythm parts in behind a song, and maybe it's just some just some chords and stuff. Now that's a overdriven sound with a tube screamer, but. What I find is that the mid-range this guitar has just sits nicely in the mix and gives it this character, this different type of frequency in there that just sounds amazing and kind of fills up the recording, or fills up the song that I'm building, the music that I'm building. It's really cool. This is a Dr. Z amplifier, just straight up, a little bit of overdrive going on from the amp. But the vibrato is so smooth and never goes out of tune when you have good strings on it. The strings on this guitar are probably a couple of years old, but man, it is just all around a great instrument. A humbucker and a single coil, perfectly matched. Put the single coil on and it sounds just as bold as the humbucker does. Has a very unique in-between sound with both pickups on. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? I love it. I want to just give you a little view into what I use in the recording studio here at the Cypress View Studios. This is one of my tools that I use, and I'm going to be featuring some more things. This is not my last Duesenberg story, by the way. I'll have another one later on. But here at Cypress View Studios, I just try to really make the music fit the song, and this is a tool that I use at times to fit music into a song, make it sound right. I appreciate you joining me today. Thank you. God bless you. Peace.